Hello, everybody. It's time for another Dota cast. Woo! Oh, that was kind of bad. I'm gonna edit that part out. Okay, so we have Radiant versus Dire. Okay, a little boring. First span is gonna be everyone's favorite broken goat. No big surprise there. Who's drafting? It's gonna be PinoSmash for the Radiant and FamiliaTwin for the Dire. I'm sure Timpura will be none too happy about having his drafter spot removed. Actually, let's do enable open mic test. This is my normal talk. Okay, cool. Anyway, Storm Spirit gonna be the first ban for the Dire, followed by the Invoker ban from the Radiant. That's probably gonna be a respect ban for Timpura, even though I don't see him play it that much. And honestly, when I do, it seems like it's never as good as people think it is, but that's their choice to ban. And in the meantime, Dire will take out the Phantom Lancer, and I think that needs no explanation. That's definitely a hero that, if you don't have the proper tools to deal with, it's just too much of a pain. And even though there is an Ember Spirit in this pool, I think it's a very fair choice to just take it out right away. And last ban for the Radiant is going to be a Slark. I wonder if the Dire have any people that really enjoy Slark. I think Timpura does play it. I haven't seen anyone else play it, so probably just again a very snowbally hero that I'm not hoping to have. We're gonna have a first pick techies come out. Holy smoke! I'm honestly a bit surprised that that hero was not banned by other team. And more surprised that it's a first pick, but I guess after seeing the international, people have realized, hey, not only is this hero annoying, but he's actually kind of good. So, gonna see first pick Veno come out for the Dire side. Yeah, I would not have pegged that as the first pick hero. I'm not sure if it's a high priority pick between these two teams. Although I know it's a big hero FamiliaTwin quite enjoys, so doesn't really need too much explanation there. I guess if you don't know what to pick first, you just want a hero you like, why not? You know, comfort picks is definitely an important thing to consider. And Pudge is going to be the second hero. I can just hear Timpura saying, give me Pudge right now. And whenever you listen to Timpura in the drafting phase, you've pretty much already lost. So I'm going to bet all my Bugatti on the Radiant right now. They're going to pick up an Ancient Apparition. Let's see, what can they combo with the first skill on that? If they pick up a Clock right here, I'd actually really like that. Clock and AA, there's a lot of good synergy between those two heroes. I think AA is actually pretty highly valued in this group of people we play with. Not particularly sure why, just people like the hero. I know Flanny likes the hero. Have seen him play it in a game I've cast before and other in-houses. So yeah, I think Clockwork looks good. Jesse Hankinator does quite enjoy the Ember Spirit, but he just played an almost 2-hour game with that hero, so I'd be very surprised to see him pick that up. In fact, actually, Clockwork, there you go. I think both of these teams might be looking for a more early mid-game fighting build after some of those people played that last game. So, going to be a Dazzle pickup for the Dire. They got about 30 seconds left, and actually only about 40 seconds for the Radiant, so a little pressed for time. They're going to have to get their things together. I'm going to guess that's a Pudge mid and probably a support Veno, so they're going to be looking for their middle and offlaner. So offlaners that stand out to me right now, Centaur is good, I'd say, probably the most reliable pick in the pool, and they're going to go for the Juggernaut, so secure themselves the safe lane carry. And Radiant going to pick up the Sven, that's a Hankinator favorite. Not sure how I feel about that hero with the Clockwork. I feel like the Cogs, picking Cogs with a melee core like Sven is kind of risky. We'll have to see how it works out. So their last pick is going to be their mid. There's not really a good range mid in the pool. They might want to go with a Luna. It's kind of risky. Centaur mid could be okay. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any other standout mid heroes with 4 seconds left. Yeah, they're going to go with the Tidehunter. And last pick is going to be Enchantress for the Dire. So, besides that Clockwork pick, I pretty much wasn't able to guess any other picks. Maybe it's going to be in... No, it can't be in off-lane techies. You can't really do support Clock or Tidehunter. So probably going to be Tidehunter or Clockwork mid, both of which will do fine against the Pudge, which I'm assuming is going to be mid. probably going to be offlane Enchantress. They could send Venomancer down there. I'm not sure if BROTE's done that before or not. But most likely will be a support Veno. And jungling... No, probably an offlane Enchantress. With that being said, profanities will be uttered, and we could get into the game. The Techie Stil. I guess it is a hotly contested pick. I didn't expect him to first pick it, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Okay. So, let's introduce the lineups here. Playing for the Radiant, we're going to have Flanny playing the Clockwork. COTE is going to be picking up the Ancient Apparition. Stil the Whale going to be playing Tidehunter. Hankinator on his favorite Sven. And PinoSmash on the Techies, already gone to plant some mines. Meanwhile, for the Dire, going to have FamiliaTwin going... FamiliaTwin. Oh, boy. Going safe lane on the Juggernaut. mariaqty on the Dazzle. Timpura, of course, on the Pudge. BROTE picking up the Venomancer, and SirLawrenceBird on the Enchantress. And she's picked up this Enchant first, which makes me think she's going to go to the jungle. So yeah, that would have to push Veno to the offlane. I don't know who else can go down there. Or maybe they just say, forget about... Yeah, that's an interesting item build. So it looks like we're going to have some contesting going on the top rune. mariaqty's going to poke her head out. Tidehunter going to scout her out. But at the end, there's 4 heroes there. 4 on 4. This could be interesting. Who wins this engagement? Juggernaut can spin. They can do a lot of right clicks if COTE levels this Chilling Touch. Hankinator goes with the stun. Flanny going to block out Timpura. He's trapped out right now. Flanny actually taking a lot of damage. Timpura might get the proc off from the cold feet. Yes, it will. It looks like they're going to be first blood on Timpura. Actually, FamiliaTwin's going to start spinning. Timpura is walking out, taking a lot of damage on the Radiant heroes. Timpura is really low. He might try to rot, deny himself, and he will commit the suicide. No first blood drawn yet. Hankinator taking quite a bit of damage. Flanny also low as well. SirLawrenceBird maybe with the slow on Flanny. As the cog will give him out. Maria's going to get the poison touch. It looks like Flanny's going to be first blood. One more right click from FamiliaTwin, and it's actually going to be the poison touch from mariaqty. Going to take him out. Meanwhile, she'll pop the salve, stay alive herself, and... Whew, calm down a bit as the action has quelled. It looks like Pino is actually rotated up to the top lane. He's going to drop mines up there. Ping is going to come out for Juggernaut. Perhaps they spotted the Techies, and the Sign will indeed spot them out if they haven't. So we're going to take a safe way back. Dire will claim the first blood with a nice deny from Timpura, and interesting, first level poison touch from mariaqty, but ended up working out really well for them. Looks like this is, I'm going to say it's 2 to 3 mines, and that's some sort of a graphical glitch, because that's really not supposed to happen. It is going to be BROTE on the offlane Venomancer. Okay, and he's going to be one-on-one against Hankinator for now, as it looks like Techies dual lane top? I don't know. Perhaps they're trying to switch up the lanes here. Okay, it's going to be Flanny rotating in the mid one-on-one against Timpura. And let's see if COTE settles in on this lane or not. So, don't know if they've spotted out PinoSmash. Oh dear. Gonna have to avoid doing that. Does that cancel? Oh, it doesn't cancel. So, Poison Touch's not going to really amount to much against this Tidehunter. 3 armor, so he doesn't really resist that much, but it'll do something. So I think they've scouted out PinoSmash, so I don't think these mines are going to be all that effective. And meanwhile, LawrenceBird going to not rotate in the jungle, start out in the jungle, so going to be getting that sweet jungle farm. So laning, I'd say we're not going to really see any big plays come out. Lane with the most kill potential is probably this bottom combination of Hankinator and COTE. If they get the combination of Stormhammer and the Cold Feet proc from COTE, it could potentially be a kill. Top lane, maybe not so much. And it looks like they're going to go in now. Cold Feet if it procs, yes it will. He's got the slow off though. If BROTE runs to the side, oh! Okay, he avoids running into the mines, but he ends up going down to Hankinator anyway. Didn't have the boots. I think if he would have just ran straight back, and they did have the Gale, I'm pretty sure he got that off, yeah. He might have been able to get out okay, but in the end, first blood will be drawn. Actually, wait, that was not first blood. What am I talking about? First blood was top, just a kill. But kill's good. This guy likes to go for a quick blink, and he hasn't picked up boots, which makes me kind of think he might even go blink before boots, which I don't think he should. But regardless, we'll see if that is his plan or not in the time to come. Yeah, still no boots, so. I think the laning phase is pretty much going to be a wash, though. They might get another kill on bottom. Really, this Pudge just got all his mana drained. He's picked up a bottle now on top lane. They're just kind of trading harass, but as long as they don't wander at any mines, this dual lane for the Dire doesn't really have a lot of kill potential here. Maybe if the rotation in from SirLawrenceBird. Actually, if SirLawrenceBird sends his creep first, that would be really smart. Could potentially blow up all the mines, make PinoSmash's work go to waste. He'd get, like, you know, if he really wants to screw him over, he can just, like, take a small creep or one of those, like, skeleton spawning things. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna do it. I think he's just gonna focus on jungling. So let's see. I'm gonna assume BROTE, he's got 3 last hits, so he's gonna be getting some farm out of this off lane. PinoSmash taking a lot of damage from the harass of mariaqty, but not really amount to anything. He's got 3 tangos left, so he's got to be a little bit careful. He does have the suicide level, though, so I guess he doesn't have to play that careful at all. But obviously he doesn't want to waste it. Timpura probably trying to... No, Flanny going to zone him out with the cogs, and that's going to prevent him from getting the rune. Hook is going to miss as well, and Flanny is going to secure the rune. Timpura can grab that invis bottom. Hankinator still no boots. Timpura could potentially rotate, but sitting at level 5, I think he's going to try to hope for his level 6 first. And, BROTE will go down to that first stack of mines from PinoSmash on the bot lane. So with that, it's only this group on the top, and I'm pretty sure no one's going to walk into that. So yeah, things actually going pretty good for the Radiant, obviously. They've got, well, the 3 kills of Deceptive, the 1 was a Pudge Suicide Rot, so 2 kills to 1, slight advantage already. Lane's going pretty decent for both teams, though. Juggernaut with the spin on the Stil the Whale. He's dropping very low. FamiliaTwin's probably going to need 2 right clicks, and it looks like Stil's actually a little bit faster. In fact, yeah, FamiliaTwin has picked up his boots from base. If he would have had them there, that would have almost certainly given a kill. But looks like Stil will limp his way back to base. Does not have a salve. LawrenceBird continuing to farm. So let's look at the game here. I'd say the Radiant's lineup is very mid-game oriented. They're going to look for a blink on Sven and then look to team fight around the Tidehunter ultimate and the Clockwork Hookshot. And speaking of which, I missed a kill on the Clockwork. His Timpura hit level 6. Yes, he has. I don't know if this was used or not. But either way, he went down. So yeah, Radiant are probably going to try to look to secure themselves just a good mid-game team fights and be able to close the game out off of that. Meanwhile, I'd say the Dire, Juggernaut versus Sven, I'd say pretty even. None of them have really good super late-game potential, so it's tough for me to say which team has better late game. I think it's just going to be all about the mid-game team fights, which team can get an advantage, because, yeah. There's actually really good high ground defense for the Radiant, but not so much for the Dire. Techies is going to prevent any further aggression from FamiliaTwin. Meanwhile, I'll check out the mid lane. Looks like they're actually pretty even in matchup. Pudge has a couple more denies. Hasn't even picked up boots yet. Well, he has picked them up, but doesn't have them on him. Hankinator is sitting on about 1,900 gold, so he'll pick up that blink soon, and I'm going to say as soon as he does, he's probably going to go for a kill on BROTE. BROTE with the max wards, obviously a very good build. Anything happening up here? No. So when you're in a offlane Venomancer, what you actually need to do is like put a lineup of wards all in the same spot. So say cluster them right here, and actually maybe not even there. Maybe like right here, outside of the range of the tower. It looks like there's some hook action going in. Flanny, tower's actually going to finish him off. I don't know who hooked who there. Actually, Clockwork's not even level 6 yet, so I'm going to say there was a Pudge hook to initiate. But anyway, you want to just, as an offlane vet, you just kind of want to cluster your wards in one spot. So then your creeps will push into the tower, so the enemy carry has to farm in a tower. And then when the enemy creep wave comes up to you, you just kind of have your line of wards there, and they can't really do much to you. Now, obviously, if Sven gets a blink, this is all the waste, and I think he's about to pick one up right now. So I'm going to keep my eyes on this lane, as I think that's where the kill's about to happen. And they're going to throw the cold feet on BROTE just to soften him up a little more, I guess, before Hankinator goes in the side shot to pick up his blink. Meanwhile, top lane looks like Pino's just hanging out with this little stack of mines. And since there's 8 here, there's also another one guarding this high ground. So Hankinator will pick up the blink, and will BROTE go down. Hankinator is hunting off to the side. He's in good position. I think if he goes now, he could do it. Actually, max cold feet on this COTE. So if they get the stun off into the cold feet, that's definitely going to be a dead Venomancer. He does have level 6, so he could look to punish with the ult, but looks like BROTE might be going a little aggressive. Hankinator is actually wasting a lot of time here. That's a little bit of a shame. And they're pushing in a tower, so unless BROTE goes really aggressive, which he is right now, stun from Hankinator can come out cold. Hankinator's even going to pop the ult. Not even necessary, though. BROTE will quickly go down. Blink reveal from Hank, gonna get him a kill. Not going to be able to push this, maybe. He's kind of low. It's really risky for him to push any further. Timpura going to grab an invis bottom, which is spotted out by the Radiant, which means that by the Radiant Ward, which means they're going to back out. Meanwhile, it looks like LawrenceBird is rotated in. Flanny is hook-shotted in from the back, so they're going to surround him. PinoSmash going to drop the mine. LawrenceBird going to die to the suicide. Maria's inside the cogs, doesn't have the shallow grave leveled up, and she'll end up going down as well. So that's a solid minute for the Radiant heroes right there. Timpura has rotated in. They're pinging him out. They must know. COTE going to go hide in the trees, and I guess there was just an ulti from COTE. I don't know if he saw him there. There was pinging. They must have been some sort of sight. Anyway, let's check out some current gold. Perhaps Juggernaut sitting on about 1,200. TinoSmash actually... Oh, he's picked up the arcane boots. Okay. Still quite a ways away from the blink, as pause is going to come out. I guess we can just look at all the items here. PinoSmash with the soul ring. Definitely a solid choice. Hankinator going to pick up the boots. No complaints there. Looks like SirLawrenceBird maybe going for treads, maybe going for Midas. We'll have to see. I think they're going to want him fighting earlier. Actually, with the urn pickup, I think the treads would make much more sense. They're going to want him fighting earlier rather than farming, as they have a lot of ways to close gaps. It's kind of a hard game to be an Enchantress. It's not like there's a Lena ult, which can easily blow her up. But it's not... They definitely have the nukes and the stuns and the burst damage to make it so being a squishy Enchantress is not that easy. So I think pick up the treads, give herself a little more health is definitely the right option. And we'll see where she goes from there. I think Enchantress skill builds are pretty flexible. Maybe she'll want to pick up a mech for her team, although I expect this Venomancer could try to do that as well, but he's not really that farmed. And Timpura is going to rotate on Hankinator. Hankinator going to stun right away. Cold Feet on Timpura, probably going to block. And with the AA ult, actually it's not going to proc. Hankinator dropping low, but with the plus armor, he might be able to get out of this fine. Rotation in from Stil, going to gush. BROTE going to put the ult on Hankinator, but this Poison Sting's going to run out. And oh, they're going to deny him, actually. And Timpura with the hook, but they move out of the way just in time. If that would have connected, that would have been a sure kill, but just wasn't there in time. So with a deny, that's a 1-0 going the way of the Radiant. BROTE definitely not having a great time on this offlane Venomancer. You know, like I said, he just needs to, like, I think maybe like 4 wards here, and then like 1 here and here, and then that'll be able to scout out the positioning of any rotations since he doesn't have any wards. Looks like Techies is coming out. It's like Courier. They're going to see the Techies there. It's actually not that bad. Techies doesn't do any damage. That's not going to cost them anything. What just triggered that creep? That was interesting. Okay, FamiliaTwin gonna... Oh, he's actually picked up the Hand of Midas. 10 minutes, so ideally you'd want that a little faster out of your safe lane. Looks like an engagement is happening mid. Probably a hook in from Clockwork. It's also a blink in from Hankinator. BROTE taking a lot of damage. Timpura's already gone down. He's actually manning up against Hankinator. If he can kite this, actually, it might work out pretty well for him, but the backup is coming in for the Radiant. Oh, a second stun going to come out from Hankinator. Finish off BROTE. Unfortunately, no further rotations from the Dire, and tons of rotations from the Radiant. Could give them a numbers advantage that they need to secure that lane. Meanwhile, PinoSmash has gone in to drop a mine to farm, and oh, FamiliaTwin going to pop the ult, and Tech is going to suicide. I'm going to say that's actually slightly worth it for FamiliaTwin. Well, obviously it would have been better if he got the kill, but just wasting the suicide of the Techies is pretty big. He's only got level 2 suicide, so that's a pretty long cooldown. Wow, yeah. I feel like that used to be a lot longer of a cooldown. Anyway, so not the worst trade for FamiliaTwin. Honestly, with that Midas, he'll be picking up level 11 pretty quickly. Still, the whale has come in. He does have Ravage. It's a real mistake for FamiliaTwin to go on this. He does have a lot of points to spin. He's actually doing a lot of damage to Stil, but if he pops the Ravage right now, which he will, Flanny's going to come in with the Battery Assault. Maria does not have Grave, and actually, does she have Grave? No, she doesn't have Grave, and she didn't even get the chance to use it. They're going to get a double kill. BROTE's rotated in. Flanny's actually still got the hook. He's going to hook it on a BROTE. Stun from Hankinator going to come any second. Yep, there it comes. BROTE going to put down one final ward. This is a little gravestone, I guess, but the end will go down. Things not going particularly great for the Dire right now. Look, and I say that as I missed the kill on Timpura. I'm going to kill the Techies. Nice. A-ball going to come in top. I don't think it hit anyone. SirLawrenceBird rotating in. Got the treads on in. It's really risky play. The Clockwork goes. Actually doesn't have hook, but Battery Assault level 3. That's going to do quite a bit of damage. mariaqty rotating in. There's the... Oh. Wow, Timpura just tanked that stack of mines. Oh! Yeah, he tanks another one and it finishes him. Oh. That was almost the next level play, but there's too many mines. How many has this guy got left? He's only got 4, so only the small stack here, but with this remote mines coming up when he's hit these level 6, that's obviously going to make the mine sweeping a little more difficult for the Dire. So, what do we got? Juggernaut going into the Magic Wands and Phase Boots. Let's check the levels here. Pretty flat across the board, I'd say. I expect us even on the XP. Favoring the Radiant. I was going to say it might favor the Dire just because they have the jungling Enchantress, but I think the kills from the Radiant is what's going to give them the advantage. Let's do this. Net worth. Juggernaut actually leading in with the Midas. That actually isn't too big of a surprise. He's got the ulti, only a level 1 though. Hankinator going to blink in his stun. Are they going to be able to burst him down? He hasn't popped. Okay, he will pop it. In the end, he won't take that too much damage from it. He's going to spin. Oh, this is going to be really close. mariaqty maybe should pop the ult here. I think it'd be really worth it. She actually needs to stop the Hank from blinking. She's going to do that a little bit late. Might be able to kill Flanny here. Needs one more right click. Oh, Hank low as well. There, she's going to get a kill on Hankinator. Okay. Ice Blast going to come through. Maria probably not going to die unless she takes any further damage. And other rotations are coming in. No, this is Flanny on the way out. Timpura going to be a little bit too late. Oh, is he sticking around for the rune? It's going to be a regen. That's actually going to save his life. Timpura is actually in range for the hook, but doesn't have sight. So this is really risky. No, he's not going to go for it. With the battery assault from Clockwork, that's a really hard kill to get. So Hankinator trading like this, I see him do this a lot, and it's normally pretty good, I think. I think it's actually better when you have a farming mid that can take advantage of the space created. So it's not really the most worth trade. We'll see, though. We got Dire Heroes coming in to try to make a rotation happen top. Ice Ball, though, is going to completely cancel out that. Oh, Hankinator going to come in with the Storm Bolt, and then Tidehunter has the ult. Probably going to use it right away. He doesn't even need it, actually. They're just going to all crumble to the Ice Blast. FamiliaTwin actually might be able to make it out. mariaqty's dropping low. Timpura trying to get a good hook. Needs to cancel Hankinator's blink or do something. Actually doesn't cancel the blink. Going to hook. Probably ulti right away. Going to kill Hankinator. Actually keeping FamiliaTwin alive. Flanny and PinoSmash taking a lot of damage from this round. FamiliaTwin going to come back in with the spin, and it's actually probably going to be enough to finish off Flanny. No, it's just short. And Timpura is kind of surrounded on both sides. Still, the whale could just pop Ravage. He doesn't even need to, though. He's just going to Anchor Smash. And oh, he misses the Anchor Smash. Timpura actually, oh, wow. He might get away. He doesn't have a hook, though. He can't pull Stil in. Stil actually picked up a blink. I didn't even notice. So 1 for 3 trade going the way of the Radiance. COTE seems to be sitting bottom. He's picked up his, yeah, he's got a hand of Midas on the way. 15 minutes. Pretty good on a support. Flanny, the most farmed hero in the game, according to net worth. That fight almost went okay for the Dire. I think if actually Stil would have ravaged right away, probably would have been like... they probably... I think they could have gotten one more off of that, just because they would have like had to spend less time you know, chasing after multiple heroes. They could have just focused on the Juggernaut quicker. But he does have the phase boots on him. I don't know if he had them at the time of that chase. But yeah. Things are looking... check the net worth here. 2,000 in favor of the Radiant. This is actually really close. I know it's still pretty early on in the game. But yeah, very close game, surprisingly. You know, it feels like these trades are always going the way of the Radiant, but, you know, I guess they're just making up for it somehow. Still going to come in with a big Ravage, going to hit on FamiliaTwin and SirLawrenceBird. LawrenceBird going to pop the heal. Him and FamiliaTwin on the way out. Flanny going to try to get an angle with hook shot. If he hits either of them, they're probably dead. It's going to actually split the difference down the middle and not hit either. Still, the whale going to go into the blink. Omni Slash from FamiliaTwin. He doesn't have the spin, though. He can't deal the rest of the damage. Phase Boot's going to try to get out. He's taking the damage from the battery assault, and he'll end up going down. Nice blink back in from Stil, playing dangerously, but in the end it's going to be worth it. Meanwhile, BROTE pushing mid with these wards, and Timpura diving on the Hankinator bottom. Hank's going to be able to TP out. Going to throw the hook the wrong way. Good juke from Hankinator. Didn't really see all of that, but still a really nice juke. Looks like BROTE and mariaqty going to end up taking this tower mid, and Flanny takes the top tower in exchange. Good game, good game. Sip of water. Somebody in the mumble? I could have sworn I just heard someone enter. Oh, hi Reg. I'm casting goo. Oh, okay. Well, I think if you watch the client, you might be able to hear. So I don't know. Let's see. So yeah, game is good. Looks like Timpura is making an aggressive rotation mid. Rocket Flare, not going to scout him out. There's a lot of heroes from the Radiant group up on mid, though, so I think if he goes in, he's almost certainly dead. Actually, a lot of dire heroes rotating to take the bot tier 2. Timpura's in a good position, but they're pinging him out, actually. Where do they see him? Oh, yep, that is a very dead Timpura. Hook shot, Ice Blast, Hankinator with the Storm Bolt, and Timpura goes down. Let's see if they'll be able to take out this bottom tier 1 tower in the meantime. They're not really pushing fast enough. I think mariaqty should probably pop the ult here. No, they're just going to run out. No, they're not. If she pops the ult here, they'll actually keep them very safe. They're not even going to contest, though. Actually, Radiant looks like they're just going to rotate in the tier 1. Mid, 1-for-1 tower trade. Honestly, with the pickoffs that the Radiant keep getting, it's pretty good for the Dire to keep trading 1 tower for 1. Obviously not optimal. Looks like we have FamiliaTwin rotating in. Only level 9, though. And actually, Aghanim's going to come out from Flanny on the clockwork. It's pretty good timing. Of course, he was on the mid, so obviously a little better than you might expect, but pretty surprising to see him go for the Aghanims over the Blade Mail. I think this is just... You know what? I think it's pretty good in this game. There's not a... You know, a lot of times you see Clockwork as more of a pick-off hero, but their lineup's so focused on team fighting that I think the frequent hook shots are going to be really valuable. They're going to spot out Timpura here. Flanny's going to track him down. Pino and Flanny alone might not be enough to do this unless Timpura walks through those mines, but he's really going... With this tier 1 tower alive for the Radiant, this is a really ballsy play by Timpura. Let's see if it's going to work out for him. He's going to throw the hook. He's actually going to land it on PinoSmash. PinoSmash going to suicide right away, do a ton of damage to Timpura. Timpura probably going to go down unless he suicide rots, and he gets it. Nice. So good hook from Timpura. Actually doesn't... Both of them suicided, so that was pretty much nothing for nothing. Techies comes up a little faster, I guess, so... slight edge to the Radiant. Meanwhile, still going to farm up these stacks. Ring of Regen, maybe for a pipe against the Veno, or maybe for a Force Staff, which I think would be nice. Flanny going to go with the hook on Maria. Does she have the Grave? She needs to put it on herself right away, and she doesn't get it off. Omni Slash from FamiliaTwin, still level 1, probably going to be enough. No, Hankinator's coming in. Oh, this could be a 2-man stun if he does it right now. No, he only gets SirLawrenceBird. He doesn't have the attack speed to take her down, though. BROTE coming in. Gonna put a little bit of a slow on Flanny. Can he do that over the... Oh, no, he's gonna get out. If he would have, like, stood here and Galed here, that actually would have been so next level. Level 1 Gale actually probably wouldn't have made a difference, but whatever. Ice Blast gonna come out from FamiliaTwin. It's not gonna really make a difference. So, yeah. Meanwhile, COTE's actually just been farming this whole time, casually. Got himself a point booster. Sitting above 3 heroes on the other team, so he's definitely doing some work down there. I guess... This is really surprising to me. Like, they're giving what I'd say pretty high farm priority to Ancient Apparition. I'm going to guess Hankinator, yeah, he doesn't really have that much. He's got the Treads and the Morbid Mask, so he's sitting, you know, about the middle of the net worth. Not really what you'd expect out of your safe laner, but Flanny obviously just been killing it. Per 12, definitely going to be able to carry his team to the late game. Ravager's going to come from Stil the Whale. Did not cancel FamiliaTwin's TP. LawrenceBird going to go down to the Ice Blast. Timpura has hooked in. Hankinator not really taking enough damage. He might be able to go down. A hook shot actually going to keep Hankinator in place, so Timpura will manage to get a kill. But again, it's a 1-for-3 trade. Dire lose 3, Radiant lose 1. And I guess that's why Hankinator's not so high on the net worth list, because he's always the one dying in these fights. So another good Ravage from Stil. Looks like... who's that? BROTE just ended up getting picked off, didn't really get any of his spells off. And probably much of the same for the Enchantress. So yeah, let's check some item builds. Let's see what's happening. Anything new? Anything new? Looks like mariaqty's working her way up to a mech. I still think it would have been better for SirLawrenceBird to build this. I think he could have got it quicker. But I don't know. This is the AA pick against Dazzle and mech builds in general is just really strong. Flanny is probably going to need to hook himself out to safety. And, oh wow, right through the creep. That is crazy. I can't believe Timpura just got that hook. But in the end, it's going to net him a kill. It's going to be a godlike streak. 936 gold going the way of Timpura's punch. Ice Blast is going to come through, but it doesn't even matter. 5 heroes from the Dire grouped up on top. I don't know what they're doing there. I guess they're just having a party. FamiliaTwin picked up... he's going for the Aghanim. So, this is actually... this is an interesting combination of items, with Midas generally being a more, you know, farming item, and the Aghanims being a more early mid-game team fighting item. So I don't really think these items combo too well together. I think if you go on a farm, you just go Mask of Madness and go into the jungle. They don't really have like, oh, is this a fight here? No, that was all just Dire Heroes. I don't know. I think the Mask of Madness is just too good on Jug. He's going for the max spin build, which has actually done a lot of work for him this game, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how it works out. I just don't think this is the optimal build, because outside the Omni Slash, he's just not going to do that much damage. Timpura coming in with the haste rune. But yeah, how much? What's LawrenceBird got actually? He's got a Staff of Wizardry, which could be. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be the Slasher's Way Necro Book. Could be the Aghanims. I think Force Staff would be good against Clock. I don't know. It's tough to say. I'm just concerned about the late game right-click damage output of the Dire. I'm less concerned for the Radiant, because even though they only have the Sven, that's a true DPS carry, as of talk about this later. Timpura actually going to get the ult off on Flanny before Flanny managed battery sold. Ult comes in from AA though, Ice Blast going to nail Timpura. We're going to see who goes down first. Actually stun from Hankinator. Flanny going to hook himself away to safety, and a nice cleaved attack from Hankinator going to finish off Timpura. The rest of Dire heroes rotate again, but they're not going to make it in time. But as I said, Radiant's only real right click is the Sven, but I think they have more magic damage that's instant, that they can just burst down the Dire heroes. So yeah, a lot of I mean, burst damage is just a crucial part of this game. Rocket Flare's going to start from FamiliaTwin, so actually just going to go farm top. And just check out the gold graph since I haven't done that in a while. Now about 5,000 in favor of the Radiant. We can see now they've kind of started playing a bit less aggressively. You can see Hankinator rotating in the jungle. Casual Mango, because why not? Progressions. I don't know how much the mech's going to do on Maria with the Ice Blast coming in, especially with the Aghanims. More than halfway done, actually, so we'll see. I heard mines go off. I didn't hear anyone die. Warding, nope, just a casual sentry to see if they have runes. They actually have it up here, so she's not going to end up spotting that out. Oh, that's really unfortunate. That will be scattered, yeah. And meanwhile, Hookshot's going to go in onto Maria. She needs to put the Grave on herself right away, and she will actually get it off this time. But with so many heroes from the Radiant, I think they're just going to have to sack the loss. And BROTE is going to come in. Probably going to get right kicked down at the Ice Blast. No, the Ice Blast misses them. We're able to kite out Hankinator with this. Hookshot could have missed from Flanny. Still, the whale comes in with the Gush, though, and it looks like BROTE is going to end up going down to the Rocket Flare of Flanny. And Enchantress ended up dying on the top lane. Techie's Mine's going to do something, I don't know. Dire do get a tower out of it, but obviously not a great trade for them. Just keep losing heroes, and Radiant almost doubling up the Dire in kills. I don't know why I switched to hero levels. Oh, he's just farming with the mines. Okay. He doesn't really have a lot of... oh, nice hook from Timpura. This time PinoSmash won't be able to get off the suicide. I think he's gonna... Oh, wow. The reaction time was a little bit too slow. I think he just assumed he was dead. But actually, with the point booster, he was just tanky enough to survive that. So, good on him. The stack of mines just still sitting there since the beginning of the game. No problem. And I just held down my button. So, okay. Cool. Picking out Roshan from... the Dire, actually. Let's see if they're able to do it. Like I said, FamiliaTwin has picked up the Aghanim, so he's level 12. I think that's going to be, what, 9 jumps? It doesn't say. I think it's plus 3 jumps per level. So that will be 9 jumps, but I just don't think this Aghanim's Rush is really worth it on this hero. I think it's okay, but you really just need either damage or survivability. And okay, the Aghanims does give you survivability, but hook from Timpura, Hankinator's coming in, he's going to throw the Storm Bolt. A bit far away though, Flanny going to try to block him out with the Cogs, he's going to push him the other way. They're not really ready to commit though. Timpura's going to run to the side, back up from Maria has arrived, he's going to throw the Grave early. Flanny going to hook it on the Maria with that Ice Blast coming through, and the Rocket, she's going to definitely end up going down. Timpura juking into the Roche Pit, Flanny with his haste shoot just scooting away. It looks like Radiant just going to disengage, take their kill, and run. But yeah, this Ags, it makes you tanky, but I feel like there's other items that could just do you better. And honestly, it's kind of risky too, because, you know, if you don't get great jumps, you could potentially not even get all your jumps. So why not, you know, make sure your first jumps do more damage, or your hero can like fight. If you had like a SNY or a Scotty or something, he could actually run at heroes and they couldn't get away. But now any hero he runs at, I mean, he's got phase boots, but this guy can force staff and blink. This guy can hook shot away. This guy is just fast with the war cry. He can kill that guy if he gets on him, and this guy just suicides. But he just needs a slow to actually be able to have any chance of catching up to heroes. So he's basically relying on the non-existent stuns of the Dire to catch for him. Obviously, Maria would love to throw this Poison Touch, which actually put 3 points into. Usually you see them maxing at the Shallow Grave second, but maybe they're just recognizing that they really don't have a lot of ways to catch heroes outside of the meat hook. And it's going to be Smoke going to come out for the Dire. They're going to ping out Radiant Jungle. Looks like PinoSmash is going to be the one to tank this gank. Hook shot from Timpura, going to miss. LawrenceBird not able to get the slow. They're going to chase the high ground. 4-star from Timpura. They're going to catch him. Might be able to blow him up before he suicides. And he drops the mine. Hook in. Follow-up Stormbolt from Hankinator. Ult from Pura 12. Actually, going to be enough to finish off Hankinator. He does not able to right-click him down in time. Timpura's got the Grave on him. And actually a really good fight for the Dire. FamiliaTwin's ult actually pretty much entirely went on Hankinator. It was just enough to bring him down. So, you know, obviously I was just dissing the Aghanims, but, you know, if all the bounces land, even with the Warcry, Sven just goes down. It's pretty crazy. Dude's got a lot of armor, too, with the Warcry on. He's got like 33. Looks like they're going to go for the tier 2 tower here. Meanwhile, Stil the Whale wasn't there for that fight. Got himself a Perseverance. Kind of on his way to Refresher. Looks like they're just going to go for the tier 2 trade. I don't know if Stil actually pushes that fast. But the Dire don't push. Actually, they're taking it pretty quickly. I think they can TP one back and they'll be able to save their own tier 2 tower top. Meanwhile, the Ancient Apparition has picked up the Aghanim Scepter. I mean, look at this guy. He's sitting above the offlaner and both the supports on the Dire team. That's crazy, but that's the Midas touch, baby. Alright, let's take a sip of water and, who's, doing stuff? COTE. So I didn't think that smoke was actually going to work out too well. Especially when they missed the hook and ran into Pino, but you know, sometimes you miss a spell and it ends up working out for the better, because if they would have got the hook, I'm pretty sure they just let Pino die right off the bat, but because he actually retreated to the high ground up here, they say, oh, we can save him, and then they go in as 2 and 3, and that's really how the Dire can win these fights. They had a numbers advantage, and the Radiant heroes, they didn't have the AA ball. Oh, they did have the AA ball, but they didn't have the Ravage. That's the big one they need. So, you know, Jug got his ult off. I wasn't looking at Veno, I was just following the ult. And it's going to be another smoke right away, actually. A lot of aggression coming out from these guys. Creep Wave is not pushing in. Clock Rocket actually going to, you know, stop him pushing in. Unfortunately, all the Radiant heroes on the other side of the map, so don't think this one's going to work out as well as the last one. They might try to run into the jungle, but the positioning from the Radiant is just perfect on this one. So, do they have a gem? No, they're just wrapping around behind this tier 2, but no one's really sitting there. Smoke's about to run out. There's actually no creeps on this mid lane, so they could sneak their way to the jungle, but Radiant just playing a little cautious. I don't think they saw... No, they didn't. I don't think Sword would have spotted out. They're actually going to... No, they don't see it. Where's Radiant Vision? Okay, they see them all mid now, so... Smoke did not end up not working out. Okay, they knew. How do they know? That's interesting. Maybe just a guess. I think it's actually, you know, obviously it's an in-house and it's just a playful thing to do, but actually doing things like that is actually really detrimental to your team. Just like, I don't know. You don't want to reveal what you know to your opponent, even if it's obvious. I don't know. I'm just a tryhard, so don't listen to me. Techies is farming mud golems. Cool. Okay, so COTE, chilling on Aghanims. Let's actually check out some items. They do have all ults up for all heroes. Gonna be a butterfly coming out from FamiliaTwin. Let's see. This is actually awful. The only one that does really right clicks is the Sven. So he's giving himself damage, but he's defensively not doing himself any work at all. Like I said before, Scotty or Sanjin Yasha would be a much better choice here. Like, if he wants a damage item, he can go MKB or something. There's no really advantage. There's no reason not to go with Scotty in this case, basically. Makes him tankier, so if they go in on him, like, they don't instantly just blow him up. And, like, if he needs to survive through this combination of, you know, Ravage, Hookshot, Ice Blast, Sven, and whatever. And they're actually, Radiant just going to claim a free tier 2, and I think they're actually going to be able to TP back to defend their own tier 2, so... definitely not an optimal trade. Hankinator's actually being spotted out by this ward they placed during the smoke. They're going to TP in aggressively with Stil. Hookshot in from Flanny. This fight's probably about to be a disaster. Really early grave from Maria. SirLawrenceBird is going to go down. Maria ends up going down as well. BROTE going to pop the ult. Timpura trying to control Hankinator. They're not really doing any damage though. Actually, FamiliaTwin going to come with the ult. Going to take down Hankinator. It's going to jump. It's jumped on a Stil the Whale with the spin and the damage over time from BROTE. They're actually going to get a second kill. Flanny doesn't have the blade mail. He can't man up. He's going to hook shot away. How did that work? Is FamiliaTwin going to get the cold feet procced off? He will get the last hit, but he'll get the cold feet proc. COTE good with the right clicks, and he's going to burn out to Flanny. Don't know how that worked. But in the end, it did. And it's going to be a 3-for-5 trade. All things considered, I honestly thought it would go a lot worse for the Dire. I just missed the fight recap. I'm dumb. 2,500 gold swing. Honestly, not awful. But, like, you know, Timpura, I don't even know if he got off his 4-step. I think the second he saw that TP, he needed his 4-step out right away. Maria got the grave off on him, which was good. It was a little bit early, actually. But Bird just got blown up. He's got the point booster, but he can't really sit on these in treads. When they're going into these fights like this, it's the same as with the Juggernaut. He needs the Scotty over the Butterfly because he needs to be tanky enough to survive through. Now granted, he was spinning, so he did actually survive through that problem. Looks like Timpura is going to run into PinoSmash, and he's going to ult right away. PinoSmash might? Yeah, he'll just be able to suicide in time. So, no big loss for him. Obviously puts the suicide on cooldown, but it's 100 seconds, still pretty long, level 4. But, no big loss for either team, really. Is Juggernaut, he is level 16, so honestly this Midas is doing so much work. You can see from the net worth, he's way ahead, not way ahead, pretty far ahead of, he's the highest in the game, pretty far ahead of his teammates. Unfortunately, none of the other heroes on the team managed to pick up that farm. Nice. No, hook from Timpura going to miss. Looks like they got to get out of there right away. I'm going to D-ward. With Flanny in the neighborhood, Timpura is going aggressive. I don't think this is the play. And he's actually going to hook shot in on Maria. Will Maria be able to get the grave off in time? She'll get the grave off in time. At the end, I think both Timpura and mariaqty are going to go down. Tim's actually popped an invis rune. Do they see him? They don't see him. Slow from COTE actually going to finish the kill Maria. Slow from BROTE. Does Hankinator. Hook shot going to miss. He doesn't have the sight. What the fuck is that sound? Okay, flash flood in the area. Got it. Okay, sorry about that. So actually only Maria went down. So pretty good escape. Actually Aga didn't pick up from the BROTE. Oh, aggressive blink in from Stil. Ravage going to catch 2. BROTE and Bird just going to go down. Ulti from FamiliaTwin. This time I don't think it's going to be enough to do the work. Doing quite a bit of damage. Still might go down to the spin and the poison damage. Pino actually taking down as well. They get the suicide, not for a couple seconds. Flanny hookshot going to keep FamiliaTwin in place. Rot from Timpura. Stun from Hankinator, but he can't go in. Nice hook from Timpura. Flanny's thing is going to get cancelled. Flutter away from Pura12. Hookshot from Flanny in 2 seconds, but the creeps. Oh, Pura12 needs to go on the other side of the creeps. Nice juke. Timpura and Rot can be able to finish off Flanny, and FamiliaTwin even comes back in for the right click. What a great fight from the Dire. Holy crap. I thought after the great Ravage from Stil, that was just going to be over, but in the end, Pura12 managed to get off a nice ult. Timpura came in just in time with the Rot, and yeah, Hankinator just wasn't able to get in there and do the damage he needed to. I'm going to guess his ult was, oh, his ult just came off cooldown, so I'm going to guess he had already used it in the previous engagement and he didn't have it up. But yeah, FamiliaTwin starting to get really scary. Already sitting at 2,000 gold, got Midas off cooldown. Honestly, at this rate, there's not... Well, I heard a mine, parts of the farming. At this rate, there's not actually much the rating they could do. I said before, I wasn't too worried about the lack of right kick potential on the team because they have the burst damage, but, you know, if mine's going to spot out this rotation, and Pino's already gone, actually. If FamiliaTwin gets one more item that makes him tanky, it doesn't even have... I'm still opting for... I still think the Scotty's good. But if he gets one more tank item, like, it's so hard for them to bring him down, especially if someone else gets a Vlad's. It's the same thing on Birds. He's going for Ags. If he sits on Strength Treads and gets that Ags finish, he'll actually be tanking up to survive. Maria's actually taking a lot of damage to this tower. Might need a mech. He's got Refresher, but he probably isn't going to want to use it just for one ulti, so they'll give up a tier 2 on bottom. Let's check the gold graph. Okay, not too much of a swing, actually. I thought that fight was going to be a little bit bigger. Still going to spot out BROTE with the Gush. Probably not going to be any other rotations in. You can start to see like what the lack of farming is doing to the Radiant, though. They've been so focused on this mid-game team fight that, you know, these heroes are a little bit underfarmed. Timpura is actually going to go in for the rotation. Hook going to land on Hankinator, but Flanny's right there, going to interrupt. No, he's actually... Oh, no, he doesn't interrupt. Okay. I heard it. I don't know whose Jules that is. Ult going to come... Emperor's going to come in. Flanny going to go down to the ultimate of FamiliaTwin. Going to spin. Hook from Timpura. Hook's FamiliaTwin. That's actually probably for the best, honestly. Don't want him, you know, diving under tower and dying. In the end, only Flanny goes down. Not too bad of a trade for either. You know, double Ravage is up for Stil. Hankinator ended up having to get that. He does have the ult, and he does have a Soul Curiosity is going to be an item of choice as the Dire team going to roast. AC in this game, good against Juggernaut, good against Dazzle, actually. So, I was going to say not good against anyone else, but when you take the Weave into account, I think that's actually a pretty good choice. You know, just stack armor, so this Omni Slash is going to do less. And they're going to actually scout it out with the Rocket Blast or the A ult. It will connect. Are the Dire... Oh, if the Radiant get here this time, it's going to be huge. Are the Dire going to take us down? I think they will claim the Roshan time, and they will. FamiliaTwin, he does pick it up. Still the Whale going to come in with the first Ravage. Refreshes right away. Second Ravage going to come in. FamiliaTwin doesn't have the ulti for 5 seconds. He's probably going to pop Aegis here, but he's going to come back, and he's going to have the ulti. Timpura is holding Hankinator in place. Hankinator is actually dying. Hankinator is down. Ulti from... FamiliaTwin probably going to take out Stil. He's going to come back in, be able to finish off PinoSmash, and he'll end up suiciding himself. Timpura going to force staff away. COTE has no way to get out. Hook from Timpura going to land on the COTE. Pulls him back in. It's going to be a 4-for-2 trade. Let's show the recap before I forget about it. That doesn't show everything. It doesn't even matter. They had the double Ravage from Stil, but they weren't able to do it because Pro 12 was tanky enough, and they weren't able to focus him down. And also, because this guy managed to get a ult off on someone after the double Ravages. Holy smoke. So they didn't even lose the Aegis there. I thought they were actually gonna kill FamiliaTwin once, but they weren't able to get the damage off. Hankinator did... I just thought he'd be able to blow him up very quickly. This might even be a lane of rat. Actually, with the Techie's Mind sitting there, it's not gonna be enough. It's gonna be able to kill off mariaqty though. And they have no fear. With only Flanny and Pino up, they're actually going to go for it. It's kind of risky. Sven coming up in 7 seconds, and FamiliaTwin going to spin, which may end up costing him later. He still had the Aegis, okay. He's just going to end up retreating out anyway. So then we'll get a tier 3. Obviously a great fight for the Dire. You know, Radiant, they had the double Ravage, and they still weren't able to make it work, which is a serious concern at this point of the game, especially when FamiliaTwin's sitting on 6,000 gold. He's probably going to sell that magic stick, going to pick himself up a nice item. He's got all these levels and stats, too, so he's got 2,000 health. He's probably even tankier than... yeah, he's tankier than Hankinator at this point. And, he's very resistant to the physical damage, but not so much the magical, and in the end, it's this Pudge that's screwing him over. So I guess they need... Maybe, yeah, they need to... stop Timpura from getting that ult off. I don't really know what happened, and I already forget what happened, but it's okay. So in the meantime, let's watch Flanny farm. It's a Centaur. Ugh. I have no idea how people just like talk all the time. So fucking thirsty. Anyway, thirsty. Okay, so let's look at the Radiant perspective. What do these guys got to do? Well, the Ravage was good there, I think. But I don't think that was the fight to take. I think once they saw the Roshan go down, they should have just said, okay, we'll just back up here. Because even though they got the Ravage off, I don't think they had sight in the pit, so that's why they weren't able to kill off FamiliaTwin. But even if they did, he would have had the ults when he came back. Going to be a Manta style from the Jug. With the Butterfly already picked up, this is actually going to be pretty strong, I think. Those illusions are actually going to be pretty tough to kill. And I'm going to say it one more time. I think if he puts a Scotty once that Aegis runs out, those illusions are going to actually be a serious threat on their... Or maybe not a serious threat, but hard to kill. And, let's see, what things can he remove? I don't know if you remove the Cold Feet from the Ancient Apparition. That's pretty much the only thing debuff he'd be looking to remove, I think. But with the Aegis, I think they should be looking at pressure. They do have the double ultis on Stil, though, which is probably going to dissuade the Dire from pushing. And honestly, interesting. Flanny's picked up an Orchid, as well as Boots of Travel. I haven't really kept track of the items, so... Boots of Travel I like. I think they're getting to a phase of the game where they're starting to realize that they can't always rely on just their wombo combo team fight. It looks like there's going to be a smoke from the Dire. So I like the Boots of Travel a lot, just to be able to split push. as Clock can do decently. Not too sure about the Orchid. I think if he wanted something like this, it should have just been a Sheep at this point. But I guess if he really wanted something faster, that's the option to go. But honestly, at 30 to 40 minutes, which I'm assuming is when he picked up this item because I didn't see it, I don't think the Orchid's really worth it. I should just check the items while this Smoke Gank's in progress here. Anything else new? Clock Rocket gonna spot out nothing. Heart from Timpura, that's the other big thing I see. And it was the Yules from SirLawrenceBird. They're gonna run into Flanny. Timpura are gonna lead the charge in the abyss. Flanny doesn't manage to get the battery assault down, and Flanny's gonna go down quickly. It's gonna be a thanks, Reg. Free kill on Flanny. So, not the worst trade they could have made. Obviously, would have been better if he had buyback. But I don't know if it's gonna. They might be able to pressure some tier 3s in the meantime. Honestly, though, if they do a 5-man smoke, like if they don't get Hankinator, I don't think it's worth it. Okay. Okay, that's a lot of mines on the high ground. Oh, I don't think Timpura dies. No! Oh my god, that was only half of his health. That is actually insane. I guess that's how you take high ground. Oh! Hook from Timpura onto PinoSmash. He's gonna be forced to suicide. Ends up doing nothing. Look at ult from Stil the Whale though! Second ult gonna come through with the Ice Blast from Flanny. FamiliaTwin, where is he? He's gonna pop the ult on a Stil the Whale, doing a ton of damage. Oh, it's gonna end up jumping to creeps though. This is not too good. He's gonna end up doing a spin. Probably gonna be able to finish off Stil. Hankinator does go down. It's just FamiliaTwin and Timpura. Gonna be able to finish off COTE. Buyback from Stil. Flanny, he's in the fight. But FamiliaTwin's coming back in as well. Cog's gonna keep him out. Hook gonna go on a creep from Timpura. FamiliaTwin just gonna take out the melee Rex. Stil the Whale goes back in, but with no Ravages left. Force Staff on cooldown. Flanny gonna hook in, try to finish on Timpura, but he's just too tanky. He's gonna silence him. He actually might be able to get the kill. The Rot's doing a ton of damage, and Tim can't turn it off. Oh, nice, but in the end, he's just going to end up going down. And Timpura survives. He's got 24 Flesh Heap stacks. He's got a heart. He's got a hood. PinoSmash going to try in vain to try to hold this, but it looks like it's just going to be a full lane of Rex going the way of the Dire. And I thought that was going to be great. They got the double Ravage right on top of the AA ulti. This stun going to... Oh, they just killed it. Wow. And FamiliaTwin's actually just attacking too fast. They might just call the game right here, unless they can pull some sort of miracle fight. But honestly, these are the two hardest heroes to kill, and they don't have any Ravages to deal with it. They do have a hook shot, but Flanny's dead. Hankinator coming up in 9 seconds. We'll have the old hook from Timpura going to miss on the Stil. And it's going to be another lane of Rax. Another melee Rax is going to go down to the Dire. And they might even stick around for the range, although they might regret it if they do. Nope, they're going to get the heck out of there. Ugh. Let's check this again. Yeah, that's a swing, alright. So, yeah, I'm gonna guess what happened is the Radiant, just like myself, just underestimated the damage output that the Juggernaut was gonna output, because when they were, you know, early game, they were just, maybe not, I guess he didn't die that much. What's his KDA here? Only 5 deaths, so definitely on the lower end in the game. Only person lower is COTE on this Ancient Apparition, but he hasn't even been around in most of these fights. So in the fights, they were getting kills on the Radiant heroes, but they weren't killing FamiliaTwin, and I think that ended up hurting him a lot. He was able to scrape out a lot of farm with that Midas, and they weren't really able to punish it. You know, they did pretty well in lane, but I don't know. The techies didn't really... He got some kills, but... I think they needed to pressure the Juggernaut a little more. Once he got that Midas, I think the game was, you know, and the team fight stopped going well for the Radiant. That was just the two factors that contributed to this comeback. So, Hankinator going to TP out. Has gone for the lesser crit, and this is ooh, hook shot from Flanny going to miss. Maybe this camp has already been cleared. He's probably going to that one. Definitely not over, definitely not an easy game. Again, this double Ravage combo is insanely strong. FamiliaTwin has probably lost the Aegis. He didn't actually lose it by getting killed. He's just timed out. He's got the Boots of Travel and a TP. Always classic. He's going to scout Roche. It's actually not going to be up for another minute or so, but They might find a kill on Flanny. No, they got no vision. What do these guys see? Map pretty dark for the Radiant, actually, and decent vision for the Dire, so let's see how it turns out. It looks like they're going to rotate into the bottom lane. I think they still want to wait for Roche. It's gonna. They got to know it's up in like less than 3 minutes maximum, so the safe play would be to go for it. But honestly, if they just feel like they're strong right now, check the buyback status here. They got buybacks on Jug and Pudge, and Venomancer as well, actually. Meanwhile, Raid only have a buyback on Sven, so it's not the worst idea to push. But if they get wiped here, that's definitely not what they're looking for. Tidehunter will have a double Ravage. Any lot of mines. Honestly, Timpura could just tank it all though. Like, this is crazy. Like, only Pudge can do this, I'm pretty sure. Just like, maybe not only Pudge, but like, it's crazy. Just walk up to a million mines and be like, yeah, that's fine. And they're going to go in on the racks. AA Ice Ball going to come in. Still the Whale going to blink in. Going to get the ult. Tries to hold it for FamiliaTwin. Can he get the second ult off before he ults? No. FamiliaTwin gets the ult off. Still the Whale will kill the ult before dying. PinoSmash going to come in, take the rest of FamiliaTwin's ult. He's going to end up suiciding, actually, and he will get mariaqty in the process. Timpura going to hook off Hankinator to the side. He did pop the ult. If he goes down here, even if he buys back, he's not going to have the damage. He's actually right-clicking Timpura down, but it's not going to be enough. With 4 heroes dead, Sven actually not having a buyback. Flanny will buy back. Hook from Timpura, not going to hit on the COTE. And with the third lane of racks going down, I think this just might be the end of the game. Hook shot from Flanny going to miss. COTE's ice proc going to trigger. Flanny going to come back in. Cogs will be off the mark. COTE going down to Timpura. He's going to ping the ice blast, but it's not even going to make a difference. He's just too tanky. He's got 5,000 max health. He's sitting at 2,000 now, but what can you even do to stop this? Flanny's got a hook. He's got a silence on the BROTE. Could he go for BROTE? He could. He'll probably die to Timpura, but he wants to be flashy. He can do it. He's going to do it! He's going to get hooked out! Oh no! BROTE survived! FamiliaTwin's got boots of travel. He's come back in. BROTE will survive. Timpura saves his ass. PinoSmash has come back to life to try to put mines down, but it looks like with top lane losing the range racks, it looks like it's going to be mega creeps going the way of the Dire. Buyback from COTE. PinoSmash gets hooked in. FamiliaTwin is spitting. He didn't buy a Scotty. He doesn't need it. They're going to take mega creeps. There's nothing they can do. They're not calling it. They're toughing it out to the end. What players? Hankinator going to be back in 12 seconds. What could he possibly do? He can't even afford the full crit. Lesser crit is not enough. You need greater crit. You need a Divine Rapier. You need this guy to walk into your fountain and hope he dies, but he's got 5,000 health. He has 14 armor though. And Flanny's going to call the GG. FamiliaTwin comes in with the second ult. It's actually... he actually might die in base. Timpura gonna come in with a hook. Stun on the Timpura. He's gonna take a lot of damage. Still the Whale comes in. They're not calling it yet. The GG must have been cancelled. Are they gonna be able to kill Tim? Hankinator wants his booty. He wants the booty. There's gotta be a big bounty on this. The ult from Timpura. Does he have an axe? But it doesn't matter. It gets interrupted. He doesn't have an axe. He got the health back. Timpura, cold feet gonna proc. Timpura will go down. 1,000 gold goes to the COTE. Instant buyback. Still. Man fighting against SirLawrenceBird. Ulti from COTE gonna finish off Bird. Maria's dropping low as well. She'll probably tick out. But Pudge at the travels. No, he does have them, but he's not going in. mariaqty will go down, and they actually managed to hold, but they're against mega creeps. What can they do? What could Sven buy? Can he buy Rapier? Did he buy back? He bought something. He bought the full crit. Okay, I can't argue against that. Timpura's come in! Is he crazy? Is this a 3-2-2? He doesn't kill Pino! The stun misses! He's stunned on their creeps! This not gonna trigger in time. Hankinator's gonna go down. He doesn't have a buyback. Still a Whale gonna come in with a Ravage. Gonna hit on the FamiliaTwin and Timpura. FamiliaTwin. Oh, he's gonna die to the mines! He bought back for that! He didn't. He had the ult off cooldown. Timpura gonna held in place. He's not gonna be able to finish off COTE. They got him surrounded on all sides. Timpura gonna force that forward, gonna hook, and he's gonna kill Flanny. BROTE's come in with the ultimate. The venomous scale on everybody, or the Toys and Nova, or whatever. Flanny's gonna go down. Timpura's not dead. They couldn't kill him. PinoSmash is gonna buy back. They're killing the ancient. Refresher from Stil. He's gonna ult. He's gonna catch BROTE. Timpura's low, but it's not gonna be enough. They're gonna finish him off. Gee, they don't even... Okay, they call GG now. Finally. Oh my... They fought to the end. Well played to both teams. Take a final... Okay, it was like 10k in favor of the Radiant. I think that the Pudge pick was actually, like, obviously, you know, you pick a Pudge, you expect him to, you know, make hooks, get good plays with the Dismember, but just the fact that he had 5,000 health meant that even with the techies, they could high ground so easily, and that's just fucking nuts. So yeah, well played to all. I actually, I don't know if I said this, I think I did slightly favor the Radiant lineup, but I underestimated the late game potential of the Juggernaut versus the Sven. Obviously, the Juggernaut with the Midas, you know, just different priority of builds. The Sven went for the Blink Dagger to try to get kills, and the Juggernaut went for the Midas and tried to get farm. And both of them were, I'd say, the only heroes on their team that did significant right-click damage, so I'd say that was a good read by FamiliaTwin, sorry. Hankinator, I know the way he likes to play this hero, but I think with this lineup, he needed to go for a more farm-oriented build.
I'm still watching, don't spoil it.
Muted and deafened.
Okay, well, that's in the cast. Anyway, good game to all, and thanks for watching. Reg called my gulps of water disgusting, but if you find them not disgusting, or you want to tell me something I suck at or could do better, let me know. I won't be too offended. I'll just cry a little bit. Okay, let's stop this recording. This game's been going on way too long. I've been hearing a rot sound. It's crazy. How do I stop recording? Oh.